Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your MC for today, former Miss Universe, none other than Morgan Deepas. Today is going to be divided into two sections. The first one is a masterclass, and then the second one is obviously the rebrand launch. Very, very exciting. As we welcome to the stage, Steering Committee Chairperson for Environmental. Please make some noise for Martinez van Wyk.
So just quickly, in terms of Service Environmental for Coaltech, we've undertaken 51 published research articles to date, with 14 projects currently in the works. With the change within the coal industry, some of our projects include carbon farming modeling, carbon capture and footprint, reduction and offsetting through post-closure land uses, carbon capture and energy recovery with algae, done by the University of Cape Town. So without further ado, Professor Peter will now present us with the future coexistence of mining and agriculture, mine land management reimagined.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Martinez, for the introduction. It's a great honor to be able to precede the new launch or the new brand of Coaltech, and I'd like to do it by discussing a topic that is very close to my heart. I've spent 25 years now in land rehabilitation. I'm an agriculturalist by training, and I've always tried to find the applications of agriculture in rehabilitated mine land. And the question is, do we use it for agriculture? And that is what I'd like to discuss today, is maybe just thinking a little bit out of the box. I want to challenge our normal way of thinking of how we should consider rehabilitated mine land. It's a very precise operation, as much as we feel that it costs a lot of money to do it. But at the end of the day, if you do and apply the basic principles correctly, you can achieve quite a lot. Now, when we look at local land use drivers, there's very site-specific land use considerations when it comes to rehabilitation or the use of rehabilitated land. Now, there's water conservation, land productivity, which is important for agriculture, no net loss to ecosystem services, should it be a natural environment that has been mined, energy creation and conservation, a topic which I think is something that we need to speak a little bit more about, community enhancement. You know, when community is going to move back into this environment, what is on offer for them? Continual contribution to macroeconomy, and I think this is what we want at the end of the day, is that rehabilitated land must have some value. And then obviously the financial viability of all the rehabilitation practices that we implement. But I think what's really interesting is to look at the ecological, societal, and economic factors in relation to mine land rehabilitation. And I like to pitch it against Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. Now, if we look at foundation knowledge, we look at the stability and sustainability and resilience, and this is everything we try and achieve in any operation that we are trying to rehabilitate. And it's really difficult to be able to establish where certain portions of our land that has been rehabilitated fits within this hierarchy. But to be able to do that correctly, we need to understand the chemical, the physical, and the biological nature of the soil that we reintroduce back into the rehabilitated system. Because that is going to dictate how the plants are going to grow, how they're going to respond to that environment. I really like this diagram from Bilal, and it explains it really well, that we talk about water use, we don't talk about it enough, water use efficiency, nutrient use efficiency, and we think about just how much fertilizers are used, we talk about the artificial droughts that we create in these particular environments, and how do we utilize nutrients better? You use nutrients better if you utilize water better. How do we use water better? Is if you create an environment that is rich in soil organic matter, and that will definitely support all these activities. And that will just then make the whole system a lot more stable for agricultural activities. So I always like to talk about bioconversion, and that's just looking at our soil, vegetation, organic materials, livestock continuum. So again, it's actually three functions. It's generating energy from the sun, it's creating a microclimate to be able to regenerate the soil, and then also providing you with a product or an agricultural product that can be used in some sort of sense. Thank you. I think I'm done, and I welcome any questions. Thank you.
I would like to please welcome someone to the stage, and I'd like you guys to please make this person feel comfortable and happy on the stage. Let's put our hands together for the chairperson of Coaltech. Put your hands together for Philip Mulder.
Welcome. I think it's a very important day in the history of Coaltech, as well as in the future of Coaltech. So
Thank you to all the delegates, all the members, everybody that's present today, making the time. I think it's a very important step and milestone for Coaltech. It's been an exciting journey, a lot of change, but with the change, I believe a better future for Coaltech. I'm really excited. So with that, I'm going to hand over to our CEO, Mr. Avoringwe, and he will take on the rest of the day.
Thank you, Chairperson. And again, we cannot thank you enough for supporting our initiatives. We keep saying Coaltech is what it is because of the support that we enjoy from our industry partners. We also have to think about the mission of Coaltech. The mandate for the last 25 years has been to ensure that the coal mining industry remains competitive, sustainable, and that whatever we do that in a safe manner. So going forward, our mission as Coaltech is to really be the catalyst for sustainable transformation and innovation so that we can support the adoption of clean coal technologies. But there's also a big conversation that needs to happen around the alternative uses of coal. We've got discard dumps everywhere we mine. Those discard dumps are commodities, and through research, we need to develop or convert those dumps into true commodities for the benefit of our members, for the benefit of the environment, as well as society in general. So with that, I'll ask our 4 steering committee chairs, starting with, I believe, Mr. Silva, just to walk us through briefly what the mining steering committee covers.
So we're doing quite a bit of work. A lot is happening with the various OEMs to try and harness AI to actually change the way that we actually do mining and the equipment we deploy. I think it's a tough space because you don't get much labor support for this, right? Because if you go autonomous mining, you're taking people out of work. That isn't the aim. The aim is to actually become autonomously mined, and mines are doing that in Sweden already. One person runs an entire mine. And what they've done is they've repurposed their people to actually fix the equipment when it breaks. Students can't fix themselves yet. And that is the current focus. It's a moving space as technology and new techniques develop. We actually start adopting those, and they are driven by the ideas coming from our members. Thank you.
We'll ask Mr. Maynard to take us through the processing steercom.
Good afternoon, everybody. Using coal waste that's coarse and ultra-fines as an asphalt wearing coarse mix in the construction industry. The other area that we're looking at is digitalization and automation. We know the challenges that we've got with TFR at the moment. We're not moving a lot of our coal down using trains. Lots of trucks on the roads. So we're looking at automation of weigh bridges. A key thing is actually to also monitor coal quality from the pit all the way now. We can actually do this online in real time. I think that summarizes what we will be focusing as the coal processing subcommittee. Thank you, Jay.
Well, again, I think mine's going to be easier to present following Professor Wayne's presentation. Defunct mines has been closed in the 1980s, and we're still dealing with those legacy issues. Mine closure is a very, very interesting aspect because the chances that any company is going to achieve a closure certificate without showcasing the socioeconomic benefit after that mine has closed is null. So we as Coaltech have been tasked to focus on these areas. We are looking at, 50 years down the line, what is someone going to still be doing with our property? And that is our service environmental in a nutshell. Thanks. Going to hand over to Festus for the new leg.
Thanks, Martinez. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Festus Letiani. As our Reverend Martinez has already mentioned, I'll be sharing the future technologies research focus area. We'll be focusing on climate change and renewable energy integration. I've talked about renewable energy integration. But on the climate change side, how do we assist mining companies to reduce Scope 1 emissions and prevent contributing negatively to climate change?
One thing I've thoroughly enjoyed with the Coaltech world is the collaborative spirit that comes through. The reason why for 25 years this great association has continued to thrive. So this logo or this corporate identity has served us well But given everything that you've heard today, I think you'll agree that it is time for us to move into the next phase. You would have seen quite a lot of colorful slides. It's really a hint to say the world that we're moving into will be a very colorful world. So with that, going to unveil our new logo, but it is more than just a logo. It's really a representation of the world that we are moving into. So that's how obviously the name is still Coaltech. We do recognize that the brand name Coaltech carries a lot of value, a lot of history. So we're not tampering with that, but we are changing the look and feel. And there are many things that different people see when they look at the logo. What we see is a big black circle, which represents who we are. It represents our foundation. It represents the 136 years of coal mining, and that really remains the base on which all the work that we do lies. But you also see, depending on who you are, you can see circularity. And you'll see come together quite beautifully. At least we think they come together beautifully. So going forward, all the interactions with Coaltech, you will feel the color, but you'll also feel the new energy that we're bringing into our world. If you go on to coaltech.co.za from today, you will experience the website a bit differently. And then the next month, it will be a totally new website. Yeah. But we hope you like the logo, but more importantly, we hope you like where we intend to go as Coaltech. Thank you.